Okay.
All right, everyone. My name is Rachel Pressler. I am the current reigning Mrs. Colorado 2019, and I'm here to interview some contestants so that we get to know some amazing things about them. So we have here Regina English. She is Mrs. El Paso County, and she is competing for Mrs. Colorado America this July 11th in downtown Denver. So we're going to be here to have some fun and get to know you. How are you doing, Regina?
I'm good. How are you, Rachel?
So good. I can't wait to get to know you and know you on a deeper level. And I can't wait for our audience to get to know you as well. So my
Yes,
first
I'm
question
excited.
is, tell me a little bit about yourself, what you represent, and what does 2020 look like for you?
Wow. 2020 is kind of crazy for all of us right now. I feel like I'm in a twilight zone. However, there is some good in all of this because it's just a time for all of us to reset, refocus, re-energize, and then relaunch. So I can't even put a period right now behind my 2020, but it's still full of some amazing things, and I'm really excited about it. So, yeah.
That's amazing. So tell me, Regina, this is not your first rodeo. You know, what motivated you to compete? And tell me about that journey.
So, actually, nothing really motivated me to compete. It was just kind of crazy. Like, right, a newspaper came to my house, and it was a lady on there and said, "Would you like to be the next Mrs. Colorado?" And I was like, I got this. Yes, I can do it. So I kind of just went up there and, competed after I went through, the process. But I was like totally devastated that I didn't win. But now, having been a part of the system for 7 years, I fully and completely understand what it is to be a true queen and what that looks like. So, and that's what keeps me motivated now, because I can truly say that I'm that whole person now because of things I had to overcome and things I had to deal with, girl, because we all know rejection is not a good feeling, okay? And everybody goes up there with the mindset as I'm going to win. I'm going to be Mrs. Colorado. So it's just a different look and a different vibe and a different motivation for all of us. But for me, it's just a bigger picture, and I'll elaborate on that more when I get in front of the judges. But yeah, just to give you a little bit.
I love that. I love how you're very authentic, and you have so much resilience to bring to the table. So let me ask you this: what life lesson do you want to share with others?
You know what? I can share so many different life lessons because I've been through so many different things. But for me, the most part is, I mean, we're all going to get knocked down in some sort of way, but it's not the knockdown, it's how you get up from the knockdown and what that looks like for you. And I've been through so much trauma in my life. And for me, like you said, the key thing is just being resilient, not allowing that thing to take you completely out. Because I always say, like, I have to make it. Like, someone else's life depends on me making it. So it's not an option for me to quit. It's not an option for me to stay down whenever I'm knocked down, because, people look at me and they're like, "Oh my gosh, Regina, I want to be like you. You're so strong." And even the kids like, "Miss Regina, you're awesome." I'm like, "Yeah, but I want you to be better than Miss Regina. Be better than Miss Regina." Like, when you reach your potential, then still go beyond that. But like, I'm honored that people look to me as an influential person that they embrace, but I'm intentional on using my influence in a meaningful way. So
And
that's
I'm sure
what works for me.
that's amazing. I'm so amazed by you and how your community really looks up to you. So if you were crowned in July this year, what would your reign look like?
You know, without giving uh complete answer just yet. I will just say this. My reign will look like inclusivity because beauty comes in all shapes, shades, and sizes. And
I
I'll
love
save the rest for the judges.
I love that. It's like a little surprise, like, I'm not gonna share everything.
Yeah, I can't. There's still
So
a
in this,
competition.
yeah, absolutely. I love that about you. So let me ask you this. On this journey called life, who
Hmm.
have you most admired and why?
You know what? I, I really, most of us admire our parents above all things. But on the path that I have been on for these last few years and the women that I have connected with, like, I really admire us collectively as women and how many of us have stepped up to the plate in positions of leadership, stepped up to the plate to be a voice for the voiceless, stepped up to the plate even for those who aren't as courageous enough to do so. So I admire us collectively as women because women get things done and we're doing some pretty phenomenal things. It's like it's in the air. And
Mhm.
I am just completely embracing this whole women's movement. And it looks different for everybody. But for me, I admire women collectively at this in this season. So yeah,
Wow, that is powerful. And I'm sure there's so many women and young women in your life that just look up to
absolutely.
you and just feed off that energy. I mean, I am feeding off the energy right now. I love that about you. Just you're so authentic, you're resilient, and you're able to take your life lessons and apply it and integrate it in your life. That's so beautiful.
Yeah, thank
So
you.
yeah, absolutely. So with competing, what biggest life lesson have you learned for yourself?
Um, exactly what you just said. Just being authentic because I am authentic. I can say this. In the beginning when I first started competing, I was kind of after I came the first year and didn't win, I was struggling with some things, right? So we all come and we look at each other and we're like, oh, I'm going to do my hair like hers, or I'm going to wear this dress like hers. Oh, I'm going to walk like her. I'm going to speak like her. I'm going to do all these things like her. But it's really losing who you are and taking away from you. So when I consciously made that decision that it is what it is, what you see is what you get, and I'm going to give you me because that's when you get the best of me, when I'm just authentically being myself. So that's one of the most important lessons that I've learned in terms of competing because it's much bigger than a crown. It really is. And for me, it's not being a little trophy wife, if you will. And I'm just speaking in general terms. It's not knocking anybody. I'm just being real. So just embracing who you are holistically, that's when you can give anybody your best. But if you're trying to be someone that you're not, eventually that's gonna show. So just do it right the first time and be who you are. So that's one of the lessons that I've learned throughout this system. Just be you. Because I mean, like you said, so many people look up to me and I don't take that lightly, and it's truly an honor because it hasn't always been that way. So I believe that it happened when I began competing, and when I made a decision to completely embrace who I am. So, yeah,
Incredible. Thank you so much for being so vulnerable and sharing your authenticity and your realness.
yeah.
So how many years have you competed again?
Say that again.
How many years have you competed?
Girl, this is my 7th year. This will be my 7th year in Miss
Wow,
Colorado.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Incredible. So, besides the crown, what are you hoping to gain from participating in this pageant?
Um, I'm hoping to gain more, even more resilience because there's still more to come. And like I said, once you reach your potential, then exceed that, because I'm one of those people now that's always leveling up, which prompted me to actually start working on my PhD in organizational leadership. Like,
Wow.
this pageant journey has really took me on a whole different journey that I would never have thought that I would have been on. So just to continue to level up and keep building on the things that have helped build and shape me into who I've become today. So
Incredible. It's amazing, girl. It sounds like through this journey with life, this pageantry, like you've learned so much about yourself. And I'm just so happy that you're sharing that with everyone
yeah,
around you and people see that, and I love how you shared that it's not about the crown. It's nothing
it's
about
not.
the jewelry, the makeup. It's beyond that. And I love how you said it's your realness, it's your authenticity and your resilience that shines through. That's very beautiful.
It
So I
is.
could
Thank you.
talk to
Because
you.
yeah, because the thing is, Rachel, when all the makeup, the glitz and glam is gone, it's just you. It's just you authentically. And what does that look like? Because you really don't need a crown to know that you're a queen. So when all that stuff is gone, like, who are you really? And I understand fully who I am. So now I do. It
That's
wasn't
beautiful.
always like that, but now I completely understand who I am, what my purpose in life is, and I am actually living out my purpose right now. So I am living my best life, okay?
That's amazing. I love that. And that's something that I try to share. And I'm so happy that you say that it's all about who you are. Like your identity is not tied to ground. It's about really getting down to the roots of things. And I love that. And I could talk to you all day about this. I love your energy. I love how you
Oh,
just show up. Um, and I've competed with you these last couple of years. And so it's just been amazing to get to know you on a deeper level. So for the last thing for this interview, what is something that you like to share with all of us today?
you know, I just want to share to just be who you are, truly. Be who you authentically are. And if you don't know who that is, then you need to challenge yourself to go dig a little bit deeper. What makes you tick? What makes you happy? What makes you sad? And different thing. What do you gravitate? What kind of energy are you exuding? And because I do this conference is called Awake Your Inner Queen, because I want women, all nationalities, all ages, it doesn't even matter, to truly dig down deep and embrace who you are. Because when you do that, that is ultimately when you are at your best and you can give people the best of who you are. So don't neglect self. Don't get lost in titles and degrees and different things like that. Yeah, those things are amazing and we all are honored to have those. But I share with people all the time, you can't get lost in those things. Never lose who you are. So that's what I want to say to everybody. Never lose who you are.
That is so beautiful. You are so beautiful inside and out. Regina, thank you so much for
Thank you,
taking the time
Rachel.
out of your day to like really pick your brain and see your story and hear your story. And so I'm sure a lot of people watching this will really, really feel that energy and can't wait for you to compete in July. So thank
Yeah,
you,
I'm
Regina.
excited. Thank you, Rachel.
Absolutely, girl.